Greetings, traveler. I am Sir Nox, the teller of tales. Would you like to hear one? Before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already, as it greatly helps. It is an immense help, believe it or not. Let's continue. Gunslinger shoots himself in the foot and cleric falls from grace. Interesting. Trigger warning and am I the a-hole? Hello everyone! This isn't going to be my first RPG horror story, but it's by far the worst because it ended with some incredibly harmful claims about me and my best friend, basically. And a burner, because I know these people probably use Reddit and I'd rather not get involved something again. Naturally, names and details are going to be changed. Sorry in advance for formatting and length. I feel like a lot needs to be said, and I'm on mobile. How fun. Let's continue. This is also partially an Am I the A-hole, because although I'm pretty sure we've done nothing wrong, I'm still really hesitant to feel completely absolved of guilt. Well, let's find out. I should also mention that some of the things that are mentioned in this story are really heavy, so I'll just mention there's a trigger warning for implied CP as well. Oh, great. You're probably not in the wrong if it involves that and you freaking hate the person that did it. Okay, anyway, so let's continue. Some folks who are important. Me, myself, a bard. My best friend and the DM's IRL friend who played the bard in our campaign DM. Our DM I'm already going to interrupt here, but for all intensive purposes, the three of us here are all minors. We are children. I'm younger than both the DM and my friend by just about less than 2 years because of how birthdays fall. Children? I'm confused. What? Gunslinger, our group's gunslinger, who ended up being one of the main problems. He is an adult in every sense of the word. Cleric, the cleric, he was the oldest of the group and again very much an adult. Also ended up being the other main problem. Blood Hunter, someone who ended up having our backs when we honestly were least expecting it. He's a cool guy, although we don't talk anymore. I'm so confused. You don't write like a child, but Amina, okay, I guess. Just, I'm so confused. So you're children playing with adults. It's just weird, I guess, to begin with. I mean, I know people have claimed, oh, it's not weird if you play with kids. I get it. If you're in like a specific setting, it could work, I guess. But okay, I'm kind of confused at the setup, but let's continue anyways. Some less important people, Goliath, a member of the campaign who didn't stay long, but is slightly important to the story. This all started back last year in roughly July/August, where all of my D&D groups were on hiatus. One DM was at our state fair for 4 hours and couldn't run, and another DM was on break after running Horde of the Dragon Queen. Being bored in this time, I joined up with a few games online, having never played before online, really. A lot of the games honestly weren't great, but one that I joined was DM's game, and it seemed really good and he seemed well prepared. So needless to say, I was excited. You write exceptionally well for a child, honestly. It was clear that Cleric, Gunslinger, Bloodhunter, and DM all knew each other from another hobby and other Discord servers, but it seemed like Goliath and myself were the new players. After getting our characters and everything all set up into the Roll20, we hopped into VC for the first session, and it went pretty well. I was a bit cautious about role-playing, seeing as I still wasn't super comfortable with talking to strangers online, but after the session, we all hung out for a bit and chatted. We all got along pretty well. As the campaign wore on and I was still enjoying myself, Goliath kept missing sessions, leading to him being kicked from the game and replaced with Bard. I was pretty excited to have a new player, and to not have to play Goliath's character anymore as well, as it was a bit overwhelming sometimes. And in general, Bard seemed like a really chill dude. Immediately, I think Gunslinger and Bard were kind of the closest friends. They ended up playing in a one-off, non-canon one-shot at the request of Gunslinger, but all in all, everyone in general just seemed to be friends. Over time, my rogue and Bard's character kind of developed a combat strategy, leading to them being good buddies, as well as me talking with Bard more out of session in DMs, and occasionally working on homework in VC together. We were pretty similar and were the two really big crap posters of the group, and would make memes during session. To be fair, everyone else did as well. Gunslinger especially would send a lot of memes in and out of session. There weren't really any issues, honestly. Most of the group's disagreements were Mock, Gunslinger, and Bloodhunter being mean to people, or arguing over Bloodhunter's actions. He had some personal issues that sometimes he brought to the game, and he acted really inappropriately even if it was in character. It was just annoying, and no, it wasn't anything gross, ever. As a group, we really got along. I texted with Bard a lot during and after school. Bard and I were close friends because he had similar problems as well. We helped each other out. For reference, we were in VC together on Christmas Eve. On New Year's, 2 things happened. An outside drama with Gunslinger where a bunch of accounts were banned and some of us from the server got involved in it, along with a friend. And something in Bard's personal life that really hurt him came up. That's all I'll share because otherwise it would be 1, unfair for me to share people's personal problems, and 2, obvious who I'm talking about. In our Discord server, DM had added a channel at our request called Quotes. The Quotes channel was mainly used like humiliation, almost. If someone said something in or out of session that we found funny or lacked context, or in general was just really dumb, we would quote them in the channel. That's kind of funny. This led to not only a lot of memorable campaign moments being saved, but a lot of us being general idiots out of campaigns saved as well. In this server, there was a private voice channel that was only myself, Bard, DM, and DM's girlfriend could access. It might sound unfair that only we had access to it, but honestly, it was more so out of ease of access, since we wanted to talk in private sometimes and listen to the bot, as well as being made when I was having a personal problem that DM and Bard were helping with, and we didn't want anyone else to join. This was really convenient because Bard and I would be able to VC without having to deal with janky DM voice calling, and without being afraid of having random people join. When quarantine started, we both had a lot of time off and we used it a lot, just to hang out, crap post, whatever. DM used it too. We played Minecraft together. I'm being completely honest here, it was super innocent. We just liked, and still like, talking. Okay, wondering where the story happens. Now, this was an issue because it led to us staying up incredibly late more than once and sending a whole bunch of things in quotes. This wasn't something that happened all the time, but there were 2 occasions where Bard and I would quote each other back and forth. One time was notably when I got Bard to play Wizard 101, yes, like the kids game, with me for a bit, and he and I were joking around, and the other when playing Minecraft. We also sent some quotes from Easter when we were making joke circus characters, and we were talking with the DM about a card game. We never really spammed the chat, but we did send 9 or 10 quotes, tops, 1 or 2 times. A lot of quotes were really dumb things, some highlights being, "I'm no longer baby, I'm dead. I just got hit with a giant axe, my name. I should be everywhere, room except where I am standing. I should be so frickin' dead. I should, now I'm getting attacked by ninja pigs, anime pigs. I'm trying to put on House of the Rising Sun, do you mind? Bard being killed by a zombie while fishing. Denny's leads you directly to IRA, DM. Me, almost crying. We have 689.6 days worth of bread. Oh boy, this is a very long story and I'm wondering what any of this has to do with anything. I hope we'll find out. These are directly taken from the channel, and while there were more, I just grabbed a sample group. I can promise they were all to the same effect. This is why when Cleric pinged both me and Bard the following morning saying, "Stop frickin' flirting," in quotes, we were both completely bewildered. Okay. We had absolutely no idea what he was talking about and assumed it was a joke at first. That was until both Cleric and Gunslingers seemed to go off in the quotes channel yelling, and me and Bard. It was moved to general when DM put slow mode on to stop them from spamming, where I asked for them to explain what was wrong. He said that it was cringy and bothered him, it was in a flirtatious manner. I really didn't understand what that meant, so I tried to shut it down right there by saying, no, like if you're genuinely not okay with the quotes, I don't want to go on, but I'd at least like an explanation of what to stop doing so I can still send some quotes. To which I was told to relax and that it was just teasing. He basically just went on saying it was cringy, and as I'm reading through the server messages now, it was left at that. I'll admit I got really defensive and upset because I was afraid I'd made him mad, but both Cleric and Gunslinger assured me that it was just teasing and meant to be playful. It was left at that. I don't know how using a server in the method it was designed for, such as quoting silly things, is flirting. Especially for many of those quotes I read. There was nothing flirting in that. You're just... Okay, yeah, that was a weird call-out, but okay, let's see what else happens. Perhaps it's our fault for not learning our lesson, but the next time we used quotes, it was over a week later, and 3 things were quoted in this. The first was me quoting DM about him taking a lot of naps, the second was Bard quoting me about how the Halo map construct, and the third was me quoting Bard, who was complaining about construct. That was it. The next morning we woke up to Gunslinger and Cleric really upset, spamming the channel. DM locked it again, and this time privated it so that only Bard, myself, and him could see it. We, once again, took it to general chat, where Cleric greeted us with, "Do you realize it doesn't frickin' matter because of the same dang reasons I brought up last time, and that you are still frickin' doing the same frickin' thing? And I stated that it made me uncomfortable. Instead of being of average intelligence and going, 'That's fair,' or some crap, you go, 'I'll frickin' do it again, stupid morons!'" I felt sick to my stomach because I really cared about these people and I really didn't want to hurt anyone. But I decided to stick to myself, and I pointed out how Cleric not once said he felt uncomfortable in our previous conversation. I'd even scrolled up to reread it, and the entire situation, again, was being brushed off. Cleric replied with, "But you stopped me from communicating, which is so cool!" Meanwhile, DM was telling him that this could have happened before session, and Gunslinger was blaming Blood Hunter as a joke. He got yelled at in the session prior to this happening for talking over DM and everyone else. This seems so petty. Regardless, I brought up how he said nobody was mad, how he brushed it off as a joke, and how nobody cared. His reply was that he didn't want to stress me out, and that he thought we agreed to knock it off. But hey, screw whatever I said before, right? Take the conjecture and twist it into whatever fantasy befits your beliefs. DM told us to talk it out in VC, and I think we did. Though session after this was really awkward, and Gunslinger tried to kill both his and Cleric's character, as Cleric had given him control of the character after leaving mid-session. That was our last session, basically. I don't understand how, again, how is it assumed that you're flirting? Especially to the point of them throwing a little temper tantrum like that. I guess that's the crazy part. I don't understand how quoting people that are silly in a Discord section designed for quoting things that happen that are silly 3 times is spam and flirtatious and inappropriate flirtatious. I don't know where any of those conclusions had come from. Anyways, there's a lot more story. Let's continue. From there, I don't actually remember all that well, but I do believe that Bard and I were in the private channel when Gunslinger started messaging me. I think they were trying to get Bard to join voice with them, but I ended up joining instead. It was at this point I understood what they meant by flirting. Look, previously in the story there was some context I cut so as to better narrate how this whole situation went down for me, because what might have been glaringly obvious to a lot of people wasn't obvious to me because it was a thought that had never occurred. Me and my D&D character are both lesbians. Okay. While I hadn't intended to bring this personal fact into this game, I made a passing joke which sparked a romance between my character and another female NPC. It should have been, in my opinion at least, glaringly obvious that I have no and have had no interest in boys at all. This relationship also wasn't secretive at all either. It had been going on in character since November, December-ish, and we had portions of the game where I actually went on dates with this NPC. What started happening, though, was when me and Bard started talking pretty much all day and every day in VC, and others started assuming that we were dating, or interested in each other at least. There were definitely a few moments where Gunslinger and Cleric had both pressed Bard on this fact, and even DM had brought it up. Now, aside from the fact that Bard is, in fact, a boy and I'm not attracted to that gender, Bard had some trust issues due to a past relationship that was very, very recent. In short, there's no way this relationship ever would or could happen, especially at that time. Bard and I had joked about a jar that we would put $1 into every time someone assumed we were dating, because it was so implausible to us. We found it really funny, although to be fair, I'll analyze how it might have looked to the others. Despite my sexuality and Bard's trust issues, we did hang out a lot, and would DM each other a lot and crap host together during session. Additionally, we had duo characters for a game that Cleric was running, where we had a TPK, so we had a good chance to introduce them both, that were twins. Since I'm an artist, I did make a joking piece that showed my character saying, "What are you doing, stepbro?" followed by a drawing of Bard's character juggling like a pot and a pan, looking nervous/confused. I think this might have sent the wrong idea, although it was clearly a joke to me. From there, I genuinely can't tell why they might have thought we were dating, other than being a boy and a girl who were close friends with similar personalities/backgrounds. I'm not sure, to be fully honest. I'll leave it up to you. Did we go too far with that joke? Or maybe with the quoting and sending memes to each other during session? In general, it was too far? I don't think joking or using or quoting too much or hanging out in VC is just intrinsically flirtatious or means to assume intimate or emotional / relationship on a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever type level. I don't understand how hanging out. I would assume either there's jealousy involved from someone, or there's more to the story. But you seem to have been communicating pretty clearly so far. So I'm going to assume that there's probably jealousy involved from the different party that would just berate you for that. But yes, I don't think posting memes in Discord or quoting or talking in VC is just... You can't just assume and default to, because they get along and spend time with each other that they're obviously in a relationship. I mean, that's obviously the wrong conclusion to draw. So, well, that's my 2 cents anyways. Let's continue. Right, that interlude aside, back to the issue at hand. I'd joined VC after some prompting from Gunslinger in DMs, which roughly followed him asking me if I liked Bod, and me denying as much. Him saying that Bod claimed he turned me down. And then Gunslinger telling me, well, that's a lie, I've heard you in VC. Which I still don't know what that meant, and then me, 1, offering to talk in VC, 2, asking him and Cleric to stop talking about me and Bod dating, as it obviously made them uncomfortable, and me as well. That voice chat was one of the worst things I'd ever endured in my life. Honestly, I'm really sorry, but I don't even remember half of it. When I joined, Gunslinger, Bloodhunter, and Cleric were already there, and I immediately had to go into justifying that. No, I didn't like Bod. No, I hadn't ever turned him down. No, I didn't know if Bod liked me or not, but we were just friends and it shouldn't matter anyways. That's a good point. That's awfully weird for them to be so involved in trying to figure that out. I mean, honestly, I'm just wondering if it just gets to the point where some people just don't have lives and their whole existence is on a Discord server, and the littlest things just become their entire existence purpose for some reason. I brought up the point of my sexuality, which they brushed off, telling me they thought better of me than to use that defense. They kept pushing until Bod joined and was similarly denying things. Then the approach changed, going towards accusing both of us of being manipulators, mainly focusing on Bod, though they admitted they didn't know which of us was the bad guy in this situation. It's so trivial. They were calling Bod a creep and saying because of our age difference, again, we are both children, that is to say minors, below the age of 18, he was a pedo and a pervert. Now, I'm not giving specific ages here, but again, both of us were minors and the age difference was slightly less than 2 years. They were claiming it to be 3 because apparently his birthday was the following month, which it wasn't. But it was the difference in age between a high school freshman and an early birthday and a high school junior with a late birthday. Again, it's not like you were a freshman level and they were, college level. That obviously is a huge issue. But I mean, just being friends even, I guess, it's weird. But Discord, I guess you meet lots of people. I don't know. But that doesn't seem like a discrepancy to the point of friendship being an issue. Because you're clearly denying any sort of intimacy, romance, any of that stuff, so for them to keep pressing you is just odd. Eventually, after attacking Bod for apparently being a pedo for dating me, and yelling at both of us for flirting and being friends, they turned to me, claiming that I could be the manipulator here, and they didn't trust me either. They said they wanted to believe I was a nice girl, but I could be behind it all, and they didn't know. When I became overwhelmed and my voice broke, Gunslinger told me not to cry because it felt like a defense tactic. Gunslinger also told us that but defending ourselves and arguing back that it was suspicious and made us look worse. I don't know. I mean, that sounds a bit manipulative, and just what a bunch of weird people. And there's 3 of them coming at you. I don't know, either something's being left out, or they're just really weird. The 3 of them to just berate you like that. I don't know. I mean, obviously, okay, here's the thing. I understand. If you're being defensive about grooming or the pedo stuff, I totally get that. Like, if that was a legit situation here, I feel like, yes, they should berate you and just completely be all over your case. Because grooming and pedophilia, that is completely unacceptable, and they are entirely in the right for berating you. But from what you've written so far, that doesn't seem to be the case. Which is why I'm confused. And because I'm confused, either I missed something or something's being left out. I'm not sure. Anyways, we'll continue. He expected 2 literal children. You keep saying children. It sounds like you're not a child. Now, obviously, you're a minor. You're underage. But you're not a child. So it's just, maybe that's just how you reference your age. But that just seems like you don't write like a child. You don't seem to understand situations like a child. You have clear logic. You're able to analyze, you're able to reflect and reason. Like, these are not characteristics of a child. Now, obviously, you're a minor, underage. Cool, there's certain parameters that must be addressed here, especially with relationship stuff. But, I don't know, the children word is just kind of throwing me off a bit because you seem older than, like, a 12-year-old, you know? But again, I don't think it's that... I don't think that's a bit nuanced. I don't know if it matters that much, honestly. Because you're still in the minor category, which has its own set of rules. Anyways, I'll continue from there. He expected 2 literal children to sit there and take 2 grown, self-proclaimed mature adults attacking them for having an innocuous friendship. Or further, they created a situation where they claimed there was an abuser, and then proceeded to admit they didn't know who the abuser was and instead attack both parties. Not only this, but they got angry with me for trying to defend Bod, and Gunslinger called me the most disgusting thing I think anyone could have in that situation. Complacent. He had the audacity to call me, someone who they said was a victim, complacent. Well, obviously, if they're... Okay, so I'm thinking of 2 things. Either because they're adults, they're uncomfortable with minors having a relationship in their server, which I guess is fair, because if you're an adult, you don't want to be around kids doing things that could lead to just all sorts of issues for the server, so that's fine. The next thing, but again, that's just nature of Discord, just don't have relationships being allowed publicly if that's the case. Or maybe they just feel that, here's what I don't understand. If there is a pedo situation going on, then the oldest person is clearly the one that is the issue, and the youngest person, regardless of their complacency or whatever they're doing, they are the victim. It's just that simple. So the fact that they can't figure it out tells me, well, how is it a pedo situation? Because if it's a pedo situation, obviously the oldest person is the one that is the main problem, right? I mean, that's kind of the nature of being in that category. But the fact that they're trying to figure it out is also questionable. So we'll continue. The rest of the call was Bloodhunter trying to de-escalate what was happening by providing potential reasons for why things were the way they were, and he did a really good job, but Gunslinger and Cleric were too heated to listen. This came out of nowhere for both me and Bod, and we're still incredibly grateful for him doing this. Eventually, Gunslinger and Cleric left, and Bod took a quick break. Both Bloodhunter and Bod helped to comfort me after I broke down when they left. Cleric and Gunslinger left the server, and Bod and I took a break from Discord, though this was short-lived as we decided to hop into another call to discuss what had happened just a few days later. I could say that it ends here, but it doesn't really. Eventually, having been blocked on Discord, Gunslinger took to Snapchat to harass Bod, which happened to be while we were in a call as well. He quietly went to deal with that, until I got a message on Discord from Gunslinger saying, "Do us a favor, tell your boyfriend Bard to stop trying to justify the fact he told me that you are into him." Having been away from the situation for a few days, all of my anxiety had turned to just cold anger, so I went off on Gunslinger. I'm wondering if Bod is communicating things behind the scenes that are leading to more of their issue. Because if Bod is communicating as like... Okay, so here's what I'm thinking now after reading that. Maybe Bod had communicated with them as a boy, that maybe you as a girl are into them, or that there's something going on trying to boast his confidence or self-esteem or whatever. And then they hear you saying no, and then when Bod says no as well in public, amongst everyone as a group, they're seeing the lie. And now that there's a lie going on and there's misinformation, maybe that's causing their confusion, which causes them to be more angry. And then that's being projected onto you, and you're just guilty by association. That could be what's happening here. And if that's the case, then it's Bod is an issue. But again, I don't know. So far, I don't see... Okay, so as to your initial question, are you the a-hole? I don't see it yet. I don't see you being the a-hole yet. So far, everyone else seems to be the problem here. And it could be Bod, or it could be them. I don't know. We'll continue. He tried claiming he had proof and screenshots of something I'd texted Bod, despite the fact the conversation where he allegedly had screenshots from was completely over voice. And the only text I'd sent Bod that day was saying hello and basically us agreeing to get into voice. I called him on this, and then he proceeded to strawman, which I called him out on. He tried to deny calling me complacent by saying I was a coward. He also accused me of lying about misunderstanding how Cleric had felt regarding the quote chat. Yes, this all stemmed from that chat. He told me I needed to do some growing up and stop using some personal things as a defense tactic. I told him as an adult he needed to get off his high horse and stop pretending he knew more than I did and that he'd crossed the line. He told me I'd crossed the line and asked me to please do some growing up, to which I responded that what I say to other people isn't your business, before he blocked me. I think eventually he blocked Bod on Snapchat after he similarly refused to back down. Honestly, all in all, despite the fact I was mentally put in a really bad place because of all this, it did lead to me and Bod becoming better friends, and we're basically inseparable, and have been through so much now. We still make jokes about it. Nowadays, we're playing in a campaign set 2 years after the old one fell apart, with Bod as the DM and DM as an observer. We resolve the plot of the old game, and both of our characters are recurring high-level NPCs who help the party. Bod as the new god of knowledge after the old one died during the final fight, and my character as a right-hand man, both of whom act as employers for the party. Our new group is great, and Bod is a great DM. Even if it was crappy, I don't think I'd have it any other way. What an interesting story. Again, unless you're leaving a bunch out and not reflecting honestly, I don't see you being the a-hole. And again, I think I've already stated how I felt about everything, so there's all sorts of different scenarios that could go on, but based on the context you gave me, and not having any more insight, it seems like the issue or the people, the adults in the situation. But again, there could be reasons for why they acted the way they did, but it wasn't communicated clearly, to me at least, in the story. So if you as a listener have any other input, please put it in the comments below, or tell me how you agree or disagree with my take, because I'm curious. This was a rather long story, so I'm interested in knowing the perspectives of everyone else. Anyways, that does conclude our tale for today, and if you'd like to hear another, come back and I shall tell you one.